Hi, Zarah. How are you?
I'm good.
Do you think CWI is helping their refugee community?
I think so. Yeah, there are. Well, as my own experience, they actually did, and they actually helped me a lot. Major, like to find a major that I really want, because at high school I wanted to do business, but then I changed my mind and I was lost. I was like, I don't know what to do, like whatsoever. There were some people from CWI who wanted to help refugees, um, to help them out to find a good career they want. Um, that's, that's how I got into the AMA program, which is medical assisting program.
Is there anything that you would want them to improve on? Like, is there any bumps on the road that you wish they can kind of flatten?
If they spend more time around refugees and get to know them better, it doesn't have to be a background knowing, but just like a personally what they want, because I feel like there are students, refugee students, they want to do so many things, but they just don't know how to start it. So I actually want them to help them to take the first step, and they can walk their own. But if they do need help taking the first step. Trying to like engage them to know more people that actually having the same dream or same career, same goals. Just kind of make them as a group. If there's a group, of course there's more ideas. That's what I believe. Like if you're working in groups, there are more people, more ideas. Especially if they're having the same thoughts, feelings, and goals. That's one thing that, when I started, I was the only student who wants to do AMA as a refugee. At 2020, there was not other students. Like all of my friends, they want to do engineering, something, maybe a nurse, art, but I was the only one. That's why like we all separate in different path. And I found myself alone when I first came into CWI program, but then I find new friends who wants to do the same program, and I started all over again with new people. So the old people wasn't with me, or at least I didn't know them.
If you had a chance to tell a large crowd of what you feel about how people should react towards refugee, what would be your message?
There are so many, but the things that I really wanted to say, I feel like most of the time I get judged just the way I dress, just the way I talk, just the way I am. But I'm not going to change that to get a friend or to be with someone, if that makes sense. I used to be a really loud person, but then like coming here and not speaking the way they speak, and the language barrier, like I am a language barrier, and I do accept that. There's nothing wrong with that. It actually affected me really, and now I'm more introvert person. I wasn't like this before, but now I am. And I'm trying to improve and go back the way I used to be, communicate with people. It's okay to be a language barrier. It's nothing wrong with that at all. But I feel like don't judge them just because they can't speak fluent English, or the way that they dress, or the way they look, skin color, culture. There's so many other stuff that we do have differences, and having differences is not bad and nothing wrong with that. Yeah, like if you cannot do something good for them, please just don't give those weird look. It actually affects them really bad. Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain that, but it's something that you cannot explain until you experience it yourself. But I never let that break me to the point that I lose myself.
You should be proud of that, for sure. Never change for other people, 100%.
Yeah.
I really do mean it.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. But Miss Zarah,
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, of course. And you have a fantastic day. Okay?
You too.